Today we're dealing with this hose bib. Oh wow, I can see already. This looks like we got a shark bite fitting on here. You can see kind of jiggling it. We got water coming out right here. Here's the real deal with this. We're here in northern Utah. We got snow, we get cold in winters. The fact that I'm seeing water right here means this isn't a frost-free hose bib. So today we're gonna remove this hose bib and install an anti-freeze hose bib. Starting off, got the water shut off. I'm just gonna turn this hose bib on. We'll just let that drain down. Okay, so when I'm addressing these hose bibs, trying to figure out where it is inside, I usually look for things like window sills so I can kind of have something to measure off inside. Let's get a height. 23.5. So here's inside, here's that window we were looking at. This is nice beadboard wall. I don't want to be messing with that. Let's see what's on the other side. It's always nice to have a nice knee pad too. Here's that wall. Yeah, that hose bib should be sticking in about 1 foot. I usually like to err on the long side. I'll make sure that I have room just to tie on. I'm just going to measure in, let's say 1 foot. There's 12 inches right there. Remember, I gotta go up 23.5. Okay. So honestly, I'm just gonna cut here, 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 and here. About a 10-inch hole, honestly. Yeah, 9 by 9. You can go as big as you want. I try to keep it as small as possible. So when I'm cutting with this oscillator, see this bit I have on here, I'm really careful. We don't know what's on the other side of this wall. There might be wiring. I looked, I didn't see any wiring or anything, but you just never know. You don't want to just be cutting into there all willy-nilly. So when I'm cutting drywall, I just sink it to where about 1/2 inch, where I'm just barely cutting that sheetrock. See what we're gonna find. Turns out, it's actually, I missed this. You see the pipe right there, and it actually, here's our pipe right here. So it looks like it comes in and then turns up immediately. So I need to go lower. I'll have to cut it right here so we can pull that out. Yeah, that's where these carbide bits can come in handy. I can't really get my wheel cutter on right there. I can just put this carbide bit on right here. That's the power of a good carbide bit. Okay, what the heck? So this is just like zip tied on. This is going. Okay, so that wasn't even in there, really. This is really weird. They just piece of pipe here. So the reason this is a problem is because the water is pressurized all the way to here, even when the faucet is turned off, which meaning all this water is in the freeze zone. Let me show you what we're putting in. So this is the frost-free hose bib. So the way it's designed, see, you turn the handle here, so you shut the water off here, this little bit of water drains out. Now you're safely inside the freeze zone. I pre-soldered a big piece of pipe on here. I wasn't sure how long I was gonna need. Now we'll just cut this down, put it in. Now we got something to work with. Let's stick this in, kind of see where we're gonna end up. Yeah, since there wasn't really room to tie on from this fitting and that adapter, we'll cut it up here. Put a coupling and a 90 on it. We want to cut this right here. Just gonna cut it up here where we got some room. Okay. Okay, so we cut this off. So when you're dealing with copper, cut it with a wheel cutter. You got this little inner ridge here. That's what you want to get off. That's where this reamer comes in handy. See, so you just take that ridge off. That little ridge will create turbulence. Actually, eat a hole in the pipe. So get that off. Clean this up. Okay. So I'm seeing we got a big gap around this. We're gonna want to get that caulked in. Okay, to get this anchored up, let's take this handle off. Okay. That just gets the handle out of the way so we can get a straight shot for drilling. Okay, so we're just gonna drill so we can get these nylon anchors in. That's what I'll do. Sometimes to keep that grout from blowing out, I just step the bits up, just one little bit at a time. Okay, get our blueies in there. Okay. Okay. Put this in. Okay, this helps keep the bugs out and help secure. I'm just going to use a little of this caulk. This is Alex Plus. Okay. Okay, I'm going to screw this off. Okay, it's on there good. Let's put this back on. I like that, that's good. All right, yeah, now all I gotta do is just get in there and hook up that copper. Clean this. So let's put that on. Mark that. Sweet. This was just a little scrap piece I had in my little copper bucket here. That's exactly the right size. I'll just ream this, put it up. Just put this on, mark it here. Mark that. Push that on there. Mark that. Okay, so yeah, but see, that's why you mark them. See how that, you can see right there, it slipped out a little bit, about 1/8 of an inch. That's why we marked them. Because see, we need to make sure that gets up. Oh, yeah. See, there we go. We're on our marks. Now we can go ahead and crimp it. Since that one slipped off, I'm gonna do that one first. Okay, just like that, we got it done. So see, that's the advantage of ProPress. And honestly, if you don't have a ProPress, a lot of local supply houses, they have tools for rent. So anybody can get their handle on this stuff. Honestly, these ProPress fittings, they sell these at Home Depot now. Great, let's get the water turned back on. Check for leaks. Okay, we got the water back on to the whole house. Okay, awesome. We missed big time on our pipe. I'll just put a couple of these in like this. Screw them in here, and I can put that one piece of sheetrock back. Okay. Okay, let's go pick it up. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, all the things.